Hello, welcome to English in 5 minutes. Today we're going to talk about verb time modifiers. Some common verb modifiers are usually, which is geralmente in Portuguese. He is usually funny. Always, which would be sempre. I am always tired. Never is nunca. He is never happy. Sometimes, às vezes, we sometimes go to the movie. And often, muitas vezes, or could be com frequência. We often have pizza on Friday night. Modifiers are placed after be verb conjugations. For example, I am, then you would use one of the modifiers plus a verb. He, she, it, the dog is. We, they, you are, plus the modifier, plus the verb. I, he, she, it was in the past. And they, you, were, modifier plus the verb. So modifiers are placed with the verb in the middle of a sentence. For example, they always go for a walk after dinner. The children usually play at the park. I never feel tired at bedtime. We sometimes have snow. Dogs often sleep during the day. She is always ready on time. We usually carry our bags. They never go to the theater. So you can see the modifier is placed before the verb because it's a modifying. Let's practice some sentences. So I would like you to stop your video and write the answers to these sentences using always, usually, never, sometimes, often. Okay, the great thing about these modifiers is it depends on what you want to say. For example, my friend is never playing the piano. Or you could say my friend is sometimes playing the piano. Depends on your friend. I always go to work by the bus, or I never go to work by bus. We usually have dinner at 8 p.m., or we never have dinner at 8 p.m. The traffic is always bad in the morning, or the traffic is usually bad in the morning. What do you usually have for breakfast? What do you sometimes have for breakfast? It is usually hot in here. Please turn on the fan. Or it is never hot in here. Turn on the fan. That boy is always late for school, or he could be never late for school. Now you can also use this in a practice conversation. For example, do you ever play tennis? You could respond, yes, often. Means muitas vezes, or no, never, nunca. Do you get up early? Yes, sometimes. Are you ever late for work? No, never. Do you ever get angry? Sometimes. Do you go swimming much? No, not much, never. Are you home in the evening? Usually, or sometimes. Whatever your answer is, it depends on you. Now let's create a story about your day using usually, always, never, sometimes, and often. So pause your video and then come back. So I'll just say it for me. I always get up at 7 a.m. I am usually ready to eat breakfast. I never ride the bus to work. I never walk to work. I always bring my lunch from home. I usually have to work late. I am never tired when I get home, and I usually go to bed at 10 o'clock. So you can do the same thing for your lifestyle. Good luck using these verb modifiers. I was thinking what you could say maybe as far as the video and using these in your personal life. So you could usually say this about your English study. I usually like to study English, sometimes not. I always practice English, or I never practice English. I never understand everything in English, and I sometimes have to ask for something to be repeated. I often need to watch the video again to understand the lesson. So I hope you're able to use these verb modifiers and feel more comfortable with them. Remember the spiritual principles to learning a language. I promise they will help, and I'll see you next time. Bye.